Haribo, Haribo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bola Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bola Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare. Bolo Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare. Bolo Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey Bola, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And bola Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And bola Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Haribol, Haribol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Haribol, Haribol. Bola Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mola Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, hey! Krishna 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Rakshaman. Krishna 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Pahiman. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava Rakshaman. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Pahiman. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, O Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Krishna 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 Krishna. Hey! Bolo Krishna 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 Krishna. Hey! Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshamam. Bolo Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshamam. Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahimam. Bola Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahimam. Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshamam. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Haribol. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Bolo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Bolo Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Bolo Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Bolo Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Haribol, Haribol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Bolo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Bolo Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sita Ram. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana. He bolo Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sita Ram. He bolo Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sita Ram. Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Jaya Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Bola Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Jai Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Jai Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Sitaram. Bolo Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Bolo Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Krishna, 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 hey! Krishna, 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 hey! Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rakshama. Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rakshama. Bola Krishna, Keshava, Krishna, Keshava, Krishna, Keshava, Pahimam. Bola Krishna, Keshava, Krishna, Keshava, Krishna, Keshava, Pahimam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Haribol. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Haribol, Nitai Gaur Haribol. Nitai Gaur Haribol, Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Premanande Ki Jai. Haribo, Haribo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So tonight we're going to hear from the science of self-realization, and in the chapter, Returning to the Eternal Religion. And it says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained that the living entities are rotating in different species of life, in different planetary systems, all over the universe. A living entity can go anywhere, to hell or heaven, as he likes and as he prepares himself. There are many heavenly planets, many hellish species of life. The living entity is rotating, wandering through these species and creating bodies according to his mentality in the present life. As you sow, so shall you reap. That's a statement from the Bible. As you sow, in other words, whatever you do, whatever karma you have, so shall you reap. That's what's going to happen to you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained that the living entities are rotating in different species of life, in different planetary systems, all over the universe. A living entity can go anywhere, to hell or heaven, as he likes and as he prepares himself. There are many heavenly planets, many hellish planets and species of life. The living entity is rotating, wandering through these species and creating bodies according to his mentality in the present life. As you sow, so shall you reap. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that out of all of these numberless living entities who are traveling in the material world, one is fortunate. Not everyone is. If everyone were fortunate, they would all have taken to Krishna consciousness. It is being distributed freely everywhere. But why are people not taking it? Because they're unfortunate. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that only those who are fortunate can take to this Krishna consciousness, and they get hopeful life, pleasant life, blissful life, and a life of knowledge. It is the duty of a Vaishnava to go door to door to make unfortunate people fortunate. A Vaishnava thinks, how can these people be delivered from their hellish life? That was Parikshit Maharaja's inquiry. Sir, he said, you have described that on account of one's sinful activities, one is put into a hellish condition of life or in a hellish planetary system. Now, what are the counter methods by which such persons can be saved? This is the question. When a Vaishnava comes, when God himself comes, or when God's Son or his very confidential devotees come, their only mission is to save the sinful men who are suffering. They have knowledge of how to do this. When Prahlad Maharaja met Narasingha-deva, he said, my dear Lord, Prahlad says, I am not very anxious for my own deliverance. Mayavadi philosophers are very careful that their personal salvation is not interrupted. They think, if I go to preach in association with others, I may fall down, and my realization will be finished. Therefore, they do not come. Only the Vaishnavas come at the risk of fall down, but they do not fall down. They may even go to hell to deliver the conditioned souls. This is Prahlad Maharaja's mission. He says, Navodvijay, I am not very anxious about living in this material world. Prahlad Maharaj says further, I have no anxiety for myself because somehow or other I have been trained to be always Krishna conscious. Because he is Krishna conscious, he is confident that in his next life he is going to Krishna. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that if one executes the Krishna consciousness regulative principles carefully, it is certain that he will reach the spiritual destination in his next life. Prahlad Maharaja continues, there is only one source of anxiety for me. Just see, although he had no anxiety for himself, still he had anxiety. He says, Soche tato vimukta chetasa. I am anxious for those persons who are not Krishna conscious. That is my anxiety. For myself, I have no anxiety, but I am thinking of those who are not Krishna conscious. Why aren't they Krishna conscious? Maya sukha param udvato vimudhan. These rascals have created a humbug civilization for temporary happiness. Maya sukhaya. Actually, this is a fact. We have humbug civilization. So many cars are being manufactured every year, and for that purpose, so many roads have to be excavated and prepared. This creates problem after problem. Therefore, it is Maya Sukhaya, illusory happiness. And yet, we are trying to be happy in this way. We are trying to manufacture some way to be happy, but this only creates other problems. In your country, you have the greatest number of cars, but that does not solve any problems. You have manufactured cars to help solve the problems of life. But I have experienced that this also creates more problems. When my disciple, Dayananda, wanted to take me to a doctor in Los Angeles, I had to take the trouble to travel 30 miles before I could even consult the doctor. Once you create cars, then you must travel 30 or 40 miles to meet your friends. You can fly from New York to Boston in 1 hour, but it takes even longer than that just to get to the airport. Prabhupada is telling the truth. This situation is called Maya Sukhaya. Maya means false, illusory. We are trying to create some very comfortable situation, but we have created another uncomfortable situation. This is the way of the material world. If we are not satisfied by the natural comforts offered by God and nature, and we want to create artificial comforts, then we have to create some discomfort also. Most people do not know that. They think that they are creating a very comfortable situation, but actually, they are traveling 50 miles to go to the office to earn a livelihood and 50 miles to come back. Because of such conditions, Prahlad Maharaj says that these vimudhas, these materialistic persons, these rascals, have created an unnecessary burden on themselves simply for temporary happiness. Vimudhan, maya sukhaya baram udvahato. Therefore, in Vedic civilization, it is recommended that one free himself from material life. Take sannyasa, the renounced order of life, and prosecute spiritual life with absolutely no anxiety. If one can execute Krishna consciousness in family life, that is very good. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a family man, a magistrate, and still he executed devotional service so nicely. Dhruva Maharaja and Prahlad Maharaja were grihastas, householders, But they trained themselves in such a way that even as house soldiers, they were faced without they were faced with no interruption in their service. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, I have learned the art of always remaining in Krishna consciousness. What is that art? Tvad virya gayana maha amrita magna chitta. Simply glorifying the victorious activities and pastimes of the Lord. Virya means very heroic. Krishna's activities are heroic. You can read about them in Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead book. Krishna's name, his fame, his activities, his associates, and all other things related to him are heroic. Prahlada Maharaj says in this connection, I am certain that wherever I go, I can glorify your heroic activities and be safe. There is no question of my falling down, but I am simply anxious for these persons who have created a type of civilization in which they are always busy working hard. I am thinking of them. Prahlad says further, my dear Lord, there are many saintly persons and sages who are very interested in their own liberation. Manaya means saintly persons or philosophers. Prayena deva munaya svavimukti kama. They are very interested in their own liberation. They try to live in solitary places like the Himalaya mountains. They do not talk to anyone, and they are always afraid of mixing with ordinary people in the city and becoming disturbed or maybe even falling down. They think, better let me save myself. Prahlad Maharaja regrets that these great saintly persons do not come to the city where people have manufactured a civilization of very hard work all day and night. Such saints are not very compassionate, he says. I am anxious for these fallen people who are unnecessarily working so hard simply for sense gratification. Even if there were some point in working that hard, such people do not know what it is. All they know is sex. Either they go to a naked dance or to a naked club or to this or that. Prahlad Maharaj says, Naitan vihaya kripanam vimukha eka. My Lord, I do not need salvation alone. Unless I take all these fools with me, I shall not go. He refuses to go to the kingdom of God without taking all these fallen souls with him. This is a Vaishnava. Nayanam tavad asya saranam brahmato nupasye. I simply want to teach them how to surrender unto you, O Lord. That's all. That is my goal. The Vaishnava knows that as soon as one surrenders, one's path is clear. Somehow or other, let them bow down before Krishna. This is a simple method. All you have to do is bow down before Krishna with faith and say, my Lord, I was forgetful of you for so long, for so many lives. Now I have come to consciousness. Please accept me. That's all. If one simply learns this technique and sincerely surrenders himself to the Lord, his path is immediately open. These are the philosophical thoughts of a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava is always thinking about how the fallen conditioned souls can be delivered. He is always involved in making plans in that way, just like the Goswamis. What was the business of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavana, Lord Chaitanya's direct disciples? That is stated by Srinivas Acharya. Nana Shastra Vicharaneka Nipuno Sad Dharma Samstapako Lokanam Hitakarino Tribhuvane Manyo Saranyakaro. Radha Krishna Padara Vinda Bhajanananda Mataliko Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghu Yugo Sri Jiva Gopala. The six Goswamis, namely Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, are very expert in scrutinizingly studying the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. They are always absorbed in the the mode of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. With similar Vaishnava compassion, Parikshit Maharaj says to Sukadeva Goswami, "You have described the different types of hellish conditions of life. Now tell me how those who are suffering can be delivered. Kindly explain this to me." Nara means human beings, those who are fallen. Narakan Nara, Nanogra, Yatanan, Neyetanme. How can they be delivered from their fierce miseries and horrible pains? That is a Vaishnava's heart. Maharaj Parikshit says, somehow or other, they have fallen down to this hellish life, but that does not mean that they should remain in that condition. There must be some means by which they can be delivered. So kindly explain that. Sukadeva Goswami replied, "Yes, I have already described the different types of hellish conditions and very severe painful life, but one has to counteract it. How can this be done? Sinful activities are committed in various ways. We can commit sinful activity or thus make a plan, thinking, I shall kill that man. Either way, it is sinful. When the mind is thinking, feeling, and willing, then there is action. The other day I was reading in a book that if someone's dog barks at you when you are passing on the road, then that is an offense on the part of the dog owner, according to law. No one should have to be scared by dogs barking. So one should take care of his dog. I read this. It is a law in your country. The dog is simply barking, but it is sinful. The dog is not responsible because it is an animal, but because the owner of the animal has made the dog his best friend, he is responsible by law. If an outside dog enters your house, it may not be killed, but the owners of the dog may be prosecuted. Just as the barking of the dog is unlawful, so when you speak something offensive to others, that is also sinful. That is just like barking dogs. Therefore, sinful activities are committed in so many ways. Whether we think of sinful activities or we speak of something sinful or we actually commit a sinful activity, they are all considered sinful activities. One has to suffer punishment for such sinful activities. Jai Shri Radha Nila Madhava Ki Jai. People do not believe in the next life because they want to avoid this botheration. But we cannot avoid it. We must act according to the laws or we will be punished. Similarly, I cannot avoid God's law. That is not possible. I can cheat others, commit theft, and hide myself thereby, saving myself from the punishment of state law, but I cannot save myself from the superior law, the law of nature, the law of Krishna. It is very difficult. There are so many witnesses. The daylight is witness, the moonlight is witness, and Krishna is the supreme witness. You cannot say, I am committing the sin, but no one can see me. Krishna is the supreme witness. Sitting within your heart, he notes down what you are thinking and what you are doing. He also gives facility. If you want to do something to satisfy your senses, Krishna gives the facility for that action. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivista. I am sitting in everyone's heart. Matak smitir jnanam apohanam cha. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. In this way, Krishna gives us a chance. If you want Krishna, then he will give you a chance to have him. And if you don't want Krishna, then he will give you a chance to forget him. If you want to enjoy life forgetting Krishna, forgetting God, then Krishna will give you all facilities so that you can get forgotten, so you can forget. And if you want to enjoy life with Krishna consciousness, then Krishna will give you the chance to make progress in Krishna consciousness. That is up to you. If you think that you can be happy without Krishna consciousness, Krishna does not object to that. Yatachhasi tata kuru. After advising Arjuna, he simply said, now, I have explained everything to you. Whatever you desire, you can do. Arjuna replied immediately, Karishye vachanam tava. Now I shall execute your order, O Lord. That is Krishna consciousness. God does not interfere with your little independence. If you want to act according to the order of God, then God will help you. Even if you fall down sometimes, if you become sincere, from this time on I shall remain Krishna conscious and execute his orders, Krishna's orders. Then Krishna will help you. In all respects, even if you fall down, he will excuse you and give you more intelligence. This intelligence will say, don't do this. Now go on with your duty. But if you want to forget Krishna, if you want to become so-called happy without Krishna, he will give you so many chances that you will forget Krishna life after life. Parikshit Maharaj says here, it is not that if I say there is no God, then there will be no God, or I will not be responsible for what I do. That is the atheistic theory. Atheists do not want God because they are always sinful. If they thought that there was a God, then they would be forced to shudder at the thought of punishment. Therefore, they deny the existence of God. That is their process. They think that if they do not accept God, then there is no punishment, and they can do whatever they like. When rabbits are being attacked by bigger animals, they close their eyes and think, I am not going to be killed. But they are killed anyway. Similarly, we may deny the existence of God and the laws of God, but still God and his law are there. In the high court, you may say, I don't care for the law of the government, but you will be forced to accept the government law. If you deny the state law, then you will be put into prison and be caused to suffer. Similarly, you may foolishly decry the existence of God. There is no God, or I am God, but nevertheless you are responsible for all your actions, good and bad, both good and bad. There are two kinds of activities, good and bad. If you act nicely and perform pious activities, then you get good fortune. And if you act sinfully, then you have to suffer. Therefore, Sukadeva Goswami says, there are different kinds of atonement. If you commit some sin and counteract it by something else, that is atonement. There are examples of this in the Christian Bible. Sukadeva Goswami says, you should know that you are responsible, and according to the gravity of the sinful life, you should accept some type of atonement, as described in the Shastras, the scriptures. Actually, just as when one is diseased, he must go to a doctor and pay doctor bills as a form of atonement, according to the Vedic way of life, there is a class of brahmanas to whom one should go for the prescribed atonement according to the sins one commits. Sukadeva Goswami says that one has to execute the prescribed atonement according to the gravity of one's sinful life. He continues the example. When you consult a physician, he prescribes an inexpensive medicine or a costly medicine according to the gravity of the disease. If you simply have a headache, he may prescribe an aspirin. But if you have something very severe, he immediately prescribes a surgical operation that will cost thousands of dollars. Similarly, sinful life is a diseased condition, so one must follow the prescribed cure to become healthy. Acceptance of the chain of birth and death is a diseased condition of the soul. The soul has no birth and death and no disease because it is spirit. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 2.20, Najayate yam purano nahanyate hanyamane saridiri. The soul is eternal and everlasting. It is not lost with the dissolution of this body. Nahanyate hanyamane saridiri. Nahanyate means that it is not killed or destroyed even after the destruction of this body. The missing point of modern civilization is that there is no educational system to instruct people on what happens after death. Thus, we have the most defective education, because without this knowledge of what happens after death, one dies like an animal. The animal does not know that he is going to have another body. He has no such knowledge. Human life is not meant for becoming an animal. One should not simply be interested in eating, sleeping, sex life, and defense. You may have a very nice arrangement for eating, or many nice buildings for sleeping, or a very good arrangement for sex life, or a very good defense force to protect you. But that does not mean that you are a human being. That type of civilization is animal life. Animals are also interested in eating, sleeping, and sex life. And according to their own methods, they defend themselves. Where, then, is the distinction between human life and animal life if you simply engage in these four principles of bodily nature: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending? The distinction is made when the human being is inquisitive. Why have I been put into this miserable condition? Is there any remedy for it? Is there any perpetual eternal life? I do not want to die. I want to live very happily and peacefully. Is there a chance of this? What is that method? What is that science? When these inquiries are there and steps are taken to answer these questions, that is human civilization. Otherwise, it is a doggish civilization, animal civilization. Animals are satisfied if they can eat, sleep, have some sex life, and have some defense. Actually, there is no defense because no one can protect himself from the hands of cruel death. Hiranyakashipu, for instance, wanted to live forever, and so he underwent severe austerities. So-called scientists are now saying that we shall stop death by scientific methods. This is also another crazy utterance. That is not possible. You may make great advancement in scientific knowledge, but there is no scientific solution to these four problems: birth, death, old age, and disease. One who is intelligent will be eager to solve these four prime problems. No one wants to die, but there is no remedy. I have to die. Everyone is very anxious to stop the increase of population by employing so many contraceptive methods, but still, birth is going on. So there is no stoppage of birth. You may invent up-to-date medicines, but your scientific methods, but you cannot stop disease. It is not possible just to take a tablet to put an end to disease. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Dosana Darshanam. One might think that he has solved all the problems of his life, But where is the solution to these four problems of birth, death, old age, and disease? That solution is Krishna consciousness. Krishna also says in the same book, Janma karma chame divyam, evam yo veti tatvata, tyakvadeham punarjanma, naitimam eti soarjuna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita 4.9, 4th chapter, 9th verse. Every one of us is giving up our body at every moment. The last phase of giving up this body is called death. But Krishna says, if anyone understands my appearance and disappearance and my activities, not superficially, but in truth, after giving up this body, he never again accepts a material body. What happens to such a person? Amam eti. He returns to Krishna. One second. He returns to Krishna. If you are to go to Krishna, then you have to prepare your spiritual body. That is Krishna consciousness. If you keep yourself in Krishna consciousness, then gradually you prepare your next body, a spiritual body, which will carry you immediately to Krishna Loka, the abode of Krishna, and you will become happy. You will live there perpetually and blissfully. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavad Gita Grantharaj ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Between?
Between President Putin, like Russian leader Putin.
Putin.
And then Xi, the Chinese.
Yeah, Z.
So they both were having a conversation about immortality.
Really?
It was caught in a hot mic, means like they didn't know being captured.
They both want to be immortal.
Yeah, but it's like, so it was a massive military parade in Beijing, right, where they were
Yeah.
meeting. So both of them aged 72. They both were 72.
Yeah.
And then they were.
I'm older than them. I'm 8 years older than them.
Conversation about human longevity.
Ah,
Possible immortality.
of course. They're demons. They want to live forever and screw up the world.
So Putin, via his interpreter, reportedly said that as biotechnology progresses, human organs could be continuously transplanted, enabling people to become younger as they grow older, potentially even becoming immortal.
You know, that is so nonsense. Anyway, go ahead.
And then he responded with a thought-provoking comment. Some predict that in this century, humans may live up to 150 years old.
Yeah,
So that's
that's their hope.
the thoughts of these.
Yeah, no, they want to be immortal. Look, they want to be immortal. They have so much money. They want to have so much sex, power. You know, they don't understand that the problem of death has already been solved by Krishna. You become a devotee and you dedicate your life to Krishna, you will be liberated eternally. See? But no, they won't listen to that. They talk these nonsense things, you know, this medicine or this type of yoga or this thing or that thing, you know. They're just complete nonsense people. But they want to be immortal. You see. But they have the solution is there to be immortal. It's right here. Right in this book, right in the Bhagavad Gita. But they won't accept it.
They want to be immortal in the physical dimension.
They want their body to be immortal. They don't even believe, I guess, that there's a soul, you know. Yeah.
Maharaj, had a question. I was hearing Srila Prabhupada, he was saying that Arjuna, when he heard the Bhagavad Gita, he was a family man. And after he heard the Bhagavad Gita, so before and after, he still remained a family man.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking that, for brahmachari, it's so easy to just carry one jhola and one, two pair of clothes. We don't have to handle so many things like family, clothes,
Well, let's say everybody becomes
job.
everyone does not get married and they become celibate. Then the whole world would come to an end. Not the whole world, but all the living entities would come to an end. You see?
Like my question, Maharaj, like we as Grihastha, how can we have that consciousness where we are handling so many things, juggling across job, family, health, things, and at the same time we have that consciousness of being free, not entangled in so many things which are going on.
You come to the temple and hear the class. It's very important to do that. And look, how many people are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. How many people are in our congregation, right? So you have to come to the class. Every time there's the evening class, the whole room should be filled of devotees. Because it's very important to hear this. What we just heard now is just very, monumental, what we just heard. But no, everybody thinks they know everything. They don't have to come to class. They'll regret that because ultimately, Krishna is in your heart. He knows everything you're doing. And he has the ability to liberate you or to punish you. So if you don't want to be punished, then you should come to class. You should engage. You go on Sankirtan. You should engage regularly in discussions about Bhagavad Gita. It's not that we know everything. We don't know. Even if you've read the Bhagavad Gita, you'll have to read it again and again because you're not going to be able to remember everything. So it's very important. Just like here it says, they have given everything to Krishna, and that is never a mistake. It's the title of the next part of this book. Right. So that is never a mistake to completely give everything to Krishna. We should learn that is our real purpose in life, to give everything to Krishna. And Krishna will not leave you forlorn or destitute. He will always protect you and take care of you. Okay, any other questions or comments? So, takeaway for today. It's this title of the next part of this book. They have given everything to Krishna, and that is never a mistake. Let's think about that. They have given everything to Krishna, and that is not a mistake. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I remember when I joined Krishna Consciousness, my family was really upset. And I said to them, why are you doing this to me? Why are you so upset? Oh, you're wasting your time, I said, I'm not wasting my time. I'm using my time correctly, and you'll understand in the future. And it happened. In the future, they began to understand that what I did was right. But for about 5 years, they thought I was, crazy. I had gone crazy. But then, they realized, look, what I was doing was very good. It was not something crazy. And they, changed their opinion. So we should not be what you would call, we should not be bullied by all the naysayers. We should be, let's say, smart enough to understand that this is the real purpose of life, Prabhupada is putting all this knowledge in a little book like this, right? This is the real purpose of life, to chant Hare Krishna and have a spiritual life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.